So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you find yourself watching or following along with this recording. Hello, welcome. So wonderful to be here with all of you. It's Thursday, and today we are going to be flowing nice and slow. We're going to take lots of time for our breathing, time to really feel how our body is moving, and just time to listen and study the natural sensations that live inside of the body, outside of the body, the thoughts that may come in. We're just going to move through our flow today slowly, intentionally, and from a place of deep love and respect and grace for ourselves. So with that, we'll just start by finding a comfortable seat. And it's always really wonderful when you settle in or you come onto your mat. I sometimes imagine that my mat is my magic carpet. And here for this next hour, I'm just going to allow myself to let this practice guide me. So finding that safe and comfortable place in a seated posture, perhaps with a lifted spine. I have a bolster here today, and we'll be using some blocks. Allowing your spine to be elevated, perhaps. Letting your hands fall naturally into your lap. And then dropping your chin down and closing the eyes. Taking a moment to focus on your breathing. Scanning your body and listening. Reminding ourselves that we are here to listen today. If your breath is moving into your chest, see if you can soften the rib cage. Invite the breath into the belly. Allow your belly to expand and fall. And in this seated posture, noticing if your shoulders start to soften or your spine starts to soften. On an inhale, allow your spine to realign, to straighten, and the crown of your head to gently pull towards the space above you. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Feel into that. Setting an intention to move energy intentionally and slowly. When you're ready, taking a deep breath in through your nose. Big breath out your mouth. Again, a deep breath in through your nose. Big loving breath out your mouth. And last time, deep breath in. And as you exhale out your mouth, go ahead and drop your chin to your chest and open up the cervical spine. Breathe into the back of the neck. Notice, without any judgment, what is here. Is there any tension in the back of the neck? Is there anything you might be holding on to or grasping? Each exhale, soften your shoulders around that cervical spine and let go. Almost imagine those vertebrae extending away from each other and opening up space. One more big breath here. Maybe this exhale brings the chin even closer without any struggle. And then very gently, on your next inhale, you're going to gently rotate your left ear over your left shoulder. It's a big stretch in the right side of the neck. And then I'm just going to place my left hand to my right ear, not pulling, but just inviting perhaps a little bit deeper stretch. Again, imagining the stretching all the way down to the cells, creating space between the cells, inviting in that beautiful prana. One more big breath into the right side of your neck. And as you exhale, let your left hand find your left thigh, drop your chin to chest, and then very slowly, mindful and listening, right ear over right shoulder. Re-straighten your spine if you need to here, and then gently place your right hand over your left ear or left temple, not to pull, but to invite a deeper stretch. The left shoulder draws down away from that ear as you breathe into the left side of your neck. One more big breath. Imagine those cells expanding. And exhale, draws the right hand to the top of the thigh as you gently rock the chin to chest. Opening your eyes, finding that focal point on the earth. Draw your shoulders down and send your chin over your heart. From here, I'm going to lean forward, moving this bolster out of the way so I can sit flat on the earth. Sitting flat on the earth, we're going to send the legs out in front of us, staff pose, moving the fleshy parts out of the way so that you can really extend the spinal column and the crown towards the sky. On your inhale, reaching the hands deep over the head. And on the exhale, settle into the staff pose. As you settle in, allowing the hips to soften, the shoulders to soften, and your core to engage. Notice where you're resisting. Notice if the toes are loose. As you inhale, draw a line with your nose, gaze up, and notice where you feel that transition in your body. As you exhale, keeping a straight spine like slow motion or moving through water, placing the fingertips to the earth. Not bending over, softening through the spine, but rather keeping a straight spine, an open heart, and the fingertips on the earth with the toes facing to the sky. Perhaps one fingertip walks forward, taking little movements, re-softening through the toes, re-softening through the hips. Gaze comes down, and maybe at this point, you feel comfortable grabbing or reaching for the outer edges of your feet or the outside edges of your mat. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Notice if the exhale draws your chest towards your knees a little bit more without too much of a bend in the spine. Big stretch in the back of the legs as we take this nice and slow today. Thinking of these first postures more like a yin or a gentle class. As we inhale, perhaps we extend the heart forward even just an inch. And as we exhale, we soften again. We're here for 3 more breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. One more breath, deep inhale. And notice on this final exhale, perhaps you get even deeper. Pause and notice the room that has been created here in this one asana. And then very gently walking your fingertips back towards your hips as your spine straightens and you return to staff pose. Taking a wider stance in the legs now, as wide as is comfortable, taking the feet into a V, lifting up and placing your bottom back down, realigning and bringing your fingertips to the earth, or perhaps using a block. I'm going to use a block here today for a little extra lift. When I place my hands on the block, I feel my spine nice and straight, my toes towards the sky. Notice as we walk the block or the fingertips forward that the toes might want to curl in. Mindfully keeping those toes towards the sky, walking your fingertips forward, walking the block forward, and feeling that stretch on the inside of the thighs. Again, as we move through these asana, the toes might stiffen, the hips might stiffen. See if you can stay mindful of the hips, the toes, the thighs, and keep those areas of the body soft so that inch by inch you might be able to deepen the stretch. Perhaps finding your forearms down, softening the neck, softening your gaze, and breathing. Breathing deeply into the insides of the legs, into that stretch. Opening up and allowing whatever wants to be here today to share this space with you. No judgment. Beautiful. One more deep breath here, softening the toes and the hips. On the exhale, perhaps your heart melts down a little farther. And then we gently walk our hands back. Beautiful. So we're going to keep the left leg extended as we draw the right heel in. Maybe even adjusting to open up a little bit more. So left toes towards the sky, right heel in. Again, I'm going to use my block here to rest my left forearm down, or you can just rest your hand or fingertips on the earth. Lift the right arm first, and then we'll come into a nice side bend or side stretch here as we're reaching the right fingertips towards the left toes. Opening up the right side body and finding a space where your left arm and hand can rest and support you. Inhaling, maybe opening up that right shoulder to gaze up. Exhaling, perhaps gazing down and noticing where that adjustment or transition might feel different in your body. On your next inhale, painting the sky with your right hand as you bring your fingertips to the side body. Beautiful. We're coming into seated Baddha Konasana, so drawing that left foot to meet the right. Adjusting through your hips here. And a beautiful thing I always like to remind us here as the knees fall left to right and the feet, bottom of the feet are together, is to draw your thumbs to the inner arches of your feet and run your thumbs along the inner arches of your feet or open up like a book. The inner arches of your feet are connected to your digestion, your power center, your courage, and your self-awareness. So as you run your fingers along the inner arch of your foot, feel the expanding also happening in your solar plexus. Give yourself some love of the feet. And then gently draw your hands to your ankles as you utilize that grasping of the ankles to straighten the spine. And we're going to move the spinal column around. Inhaling, we're going to send the heart forward, taking it so slow. Exhaling, rounding into the right rib cage. Sending the back body towards that back of your space, and then inhaling as we come around the left rib cage and the heart comes forward. 2 more times. As you start to exhale, right rib rounds as you come into the back body, lifting through the left and coming through center. Close your eyes and breathe. 1 more round. Moving through water, slow motion, coming back through center, and we pause. Soften the shoulders, realign the spine, soften the knees left to right. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as we round into the left rib cage. Heart rounds to the back body. Rounding through the right rib cage as the heart shines forward. Close your eyes and breathe. Moving into the second rotation. Inviting the element of water now. Inhaling, coming forward. Last time. Exhale. What does it feel like to be alive today? Coming back through center. Landing, softening, breathing. Keeping the left heel in towards the midline, we're going to extend the right leg out And then widen it a little bit to where that left heel is in and the right toes towards the sky. Again, using my block here so that I can anchor my right forearm or hand down for support as I lift the left hand and then reach for my right toes. Softening the right toes and allowing this full stretch to be within anahata, to be in the beautiful area and energy of your heart. Inhaling, rounding your heart towards the sky, gazing up. Exhaling, perhaps gazing down, reaching for your toes. Inhaling, opening. Exhaling, softening. Painting the sky with the back of your palm, inhaling all the way up. Left palm finds the earth. Beautiful. Moving both knees in. With both knees in here, we're going to pull the heels towards the bottom and then wrapping your arms around your knees, giving yourself a big, beautiful hug. Tuck your chin. Take a deep breath in. Feel the back body expand. Big exhale. Again, breathing in, let the back body expand. And this time as you exhale, we're going to release. Releasing, we're going to find that center on the mat and we're going to lay it back down. Laying our back down, if you have a pillow or a block, placing that block or that pillow underneath your bottom for support. So finding a place that feels really grounded for your low back, for your sacrum, aligning your spine, placing your palms facing down on either side of the hips. And then let's draw the knees in towards the chest, realigning again if you're on a block here, and then lifting your feet towards the sky. This is a beautiful modified shoulder stand. This is a beautiful inversion. Your feet over the heart. So inhale, point your toes. Exhale, flex your feet. 3 more like that. Inhaling, pointing. Exhaling, flexing. Inhaling, pointing. Exhaling, flexing. Good. Inhale to point the toes. And then exhale to bend the knees. Awesome. Bringing your hands to the knees and separating your knees. Noticing the difference between having your spine lifted here creates a little bit more weight with your knees to the left and right. Keeping those knees bent, maybe rotating out the ankles. Beautiful. Bringing the knees back together, reaching the toes towards the sky again, and bringing your hands towards the side of the hips with the palms facing down. Keeping the right toes lifted, take an inhale. On the exhale, drop the left heel towards the earth and pause for 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling, lifting those left toes. Exhaling, dropping the right toes. Toes can be pointed or flexed, whatever feels best. Holding for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhaling up. One more time either side. Exhale, left heel hovers. You can feel that in your glutes. You can feel that in your core as you draw your belly down for 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling, lifting the left toes. Exhaling, dropping the right foot. Hold here. Point the left toes. 3, 2, and 1. Lifting it up. Beautiful. Softening the knees. Notice, give yourself a breath here for your hips to soften. And then gently drop your feet down. Awesome. Lifting and placing that block to the side. And then reaching your toes all the way out. Point your toes and lift your hands and reach your hands all the way up and over the crown of your head. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in, stretch, stretch, stretch. And breathing out, drawing the right knee in. Just the right knee. Intertwine the fingers and encourage, press your right knee up towards your right chest and then out towards your right rib cage. Good. Coming into what we call reclined wind removing pose. Gently reach your right fingertips towards the side body and then gently draw your right leg all the way over the left side of the body for a big twist. Soften around the twist here. Allow your spinal column to move and soften and adjust. Your right shoulder gently placed on the earth. Your gaze to the sky with your eyes closed or perhaps over your right fingertips. Breathe into the tight spaces, bringing not just breath, but life force itself down into the areas of your body that are expanding. Imagining a vibrant color or vibration is also being carried on your breath. Beautiful. One more deep breath here. And as you exhale, start to draw your body back to neutral. Drawing both knees in, scooping the bottom, holding on to just the left knee as you extend the right leg out. Encouraging and really pulling that left knee towards the chest and then out towards that left rib cage. Circling through that ankle if it feels good. Opening up your hips. Softening. And then holding on to the left knee with the right hand, extending the left hand out. Gently draw your left knee all the way over the right side of the body. Gaze to the sky or your gaze over your left fingertips. Breathe into the tight spaces and let go on the exhale. Beautiful. One more deep breath here. Soften as you exhale and as you empty the lungs, start to unravel back, drawing the right knee in, hugging the knees in, crossing the ankles, wrapping the arms around the front of the calves and tucking the chin. Breathe. Beautiful. On your exhale, unravel, uncross the ankles, bringing your hands underneath the knees. And then we're just going to slowly start to rock it up. And on that third rock, maybe coming all the way up, finding that seated posture before we move into our next sequence. Just take a moment to feel how your body may have opened during that first sequence. Here we're going to inhale, lifting the hands to the sky. And as we exhale, we're going to paint the sky, bring the palms to the earth, rotate over the ankles, and find yourself on the center of your mat in a tabletop. Beautiful tabletop posture with the wrists underneath the elbows and the knees underneath the hips. So today we're going to bump the hips to the left and we're going to gaze over the right shoulder and feel that stretch in that left hip crease. We're going to inhale, come back to neutral, bump your hips to the right and gaze over your left. Good. Doing that one more time either side, coming neutral. Left hip bumps to the left and gaze over the right. And then we come through neutral, hips to the right, gaze to the left. Beautiful. So walking your hands just maybe half of a hand length forward. And then take a deep breath in. Rock your hips all the way back to the back of your space and open up your shoulders. So we're going to find a little flow here. We're going to inhale and exhale softly, adding some movement. On the inhale, we're going to come up through tabletop. And on the exhale, we're going to softly drop our hips down towards the earth, lifting the toes towards the back of the head. Again, coming back, inhaling through tabletop and exhaling into child's pose. Creating kind of a seesaw effect here. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, dropping your hips down as your toes point towards your crown. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, coming up last time. Let your toes lift and reach towards the crown of your head as you drop your hips down. Big breath in and exhale, child's pose. Pause here for a moment. One deep breath in, one deep breath out. Good. Inhale, coming back through tabletop. And we're going to move through an extended tabletop with some cat-cows here this morning. So aligning those palms down, wrists underneath the elbows, knees underneath the hips. And then we're going to slowly kick the right foot back, dial the right hip crease down, and then gently navigate that right foot all the way over to the right side of your space with the inner arch of your foot on the earth. Rock your hips if you need to adjust in the hips, and perhaps you can place your right foot down on the earth. Moving through cat-cows from here, inhale, soften the elbow, shine your heart forward, big deep stretch on the inside of that thigh, and exhale as you round. Maybe even bringing your left hip crease towards your left heel for a little variation. Leaning forward, soften the belly. Inhale, heart comes forward. Exhale, round your spine and perhaps send your left hip towards your left heel. One more, leaning forward. Belly comes down. Inhale. Exhale to round. Inhale back to a neutral extended tabletop. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Dial your belly in. Very gently, slowly start to lift that right foot. Send it all the way back. Deep breath in. Exhale, right knee down. Rock it out, maybe even rotating out through the wrists if you need to. Moving to the other side as we kick the left foot all the way back. And then gently draw that left foot over to the left side of the space. Wiggle your hips out if there's any kind of tension here. And the inner arch of your left foot or your entire left foot down on the earth. Realign, wrists under elbows. Inhale, soften the elbows, gaze forward, heart opens, opening up the left inner thigh. Exhale to round. Variation would be to draw your right hip towards your right heel. Inhale, coming forward, softening, heart comes forward. Exhale to round, your version. Inhale, soften the belly down, gazes forward, opening up that inner left thigh. And last time, rounding chin to chest. Good. Inhale to that neutral extended tabletop. And then when you're ready, gently lifting that left leg and placing it all the way back. Inhale. Exhale, right knee down. Beautiful. So releasing out those wrists here, just coming into Vajrasana or hero's pose. Go ahead and sit back down onto your heels and come into this hero's pose. Nice straight spine. So before we move forward, just giving the wrists some love. So reaching the hands forward, fingertips pointing towards me. Inhaling, reaching your fingertips to the sky. Exhaling, drawing it down. Inhaling, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, fingertips towards the earth. Notice if your shoulders are crunching. Notice if your spine is softening. Stay nice and straight through the spinal column with integrity. Inhaling, fingertips to the sky. Exhaling, fingertips down. Beautiful. And then rotating toward your thumbs towards each other. And then your thumbs away from each other. Good. One more round. Inhale. Exhale, bringing the hands down to the thighs. Inhaling, bringing the arms all the way up. Exhaling, clearing some space. Move with your breath here. Inhaling up. Exhale, paint the sky. Hands come down to the earth. Move through that tabletop. Walk your hands forward. Loop the toes under. When you're ready, send your hips towards your heels and then rise up. Downward facing dog. Slowly working the left heel and the right heel down. No vinyasa today, no chaturangas, just really moving slowly through the body. Left heel and right heel opening up the backs of the legs. Maybe inviting you to take a little wider stance. Walk your hands one hand length towards your feet. Maybe a deeper stretch in the back of the legs. And then inviting you to reach with your right hand towards that left ankle. You may not make it all the way there. Just place your hand on the earth. If not, no judgment. Big stretch in the back of the legs. Micro bend or full, nice, generous bend in the knees is perfectly fine. Breathing in. And on your exhale, right hand comes to follow next to the left. Then reaching for your right ankle with your left hand. Notice if you need to soften your knees here in order to invite the stretch. No judgment. One more deep breath. And exhale, drawing the left hand to the earth. Pedal it out if you need to. And then continue to walk your hands back to meet your feet. So feet are parallel and in line with the hips. Inhale to a halfway lift, maybe allowing your hands to run up the tops of your thighs. And a big exhale, waterfall down. Beautiful. Align through your feet, soften through your knees, chin to chest, root to rise, like a rag doll all the way to the top of your Tadasana. Nice and slow. We were seated for some time, so notice like an hourglass, the energy moving down, down, down. Beautiful. So finding a place in the center of your mat, feet parallel, inhaling, reaching your hands to the sky. Extended Tadasana, exhale, traditional standing mountain pose. Again, inhaling, this time as you reach about halfway up, start to come up onto your tippy toes, finding a focal point on the floor, breathing in, and exhaling, hands come down, and about halfway down, the heels start to fall as well. Doing that again, deep breath in, coming up onto the tippy toes, reaching the hands towards the sky, and exhaling, settling all the way back down. Beautiful. So coming into a balancing posture here just to test our balance here today. Inhaling, lifting the hands to the sky. As you exhale, hands are going to come halfway down. And I'd love for you to start by engaging the right foot, maybe Pada Bandha into just the right foot, encouraging those right toes to the earth. And then just softly lift your left heel. As you lift your left heel, you should be able to realign and then gently rise your left knee. Tightening Uddiyana Bandha at the navel, flip the palms over. Inhale, reaching the fingertips to touch. Exhaling, finding mountain pose. Move slowly, adjust and find that foundation. Good. Inhaling, reaching your hands to the sky. Exhaling, palms facing down, softening through the shoulders. Anchor down through that left foot. Soften the right knee, lifting the right heel. Adjust so you feel grounded and able to engage your core. And then gently drift right knee to the sky. Flip the palms over. Inhale, fingertips to touch. Exhale, mountain pose. Plant both feet, soften your shoulders and breathe. Beautiful. When you're ready, finding a place at the front of your mat. Softening through your knees. Inhale, reach your hands to the sky. Palms touch as we exhale into Uttanasana, forward fold. Moving in slow motion here today. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling to a bow. Soften the knees as you plant the palms. Step the right foot back and drop the right knee. Untuck the right toes and maybe heel toe the left foot until it is directly underneath your left knee and in line with your left hip. We're going to lean our right hip crease back towards the right heel. As we open up, walk your hands back and lift the left toes. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale, draw your knee slightly, your nose slightly down towards your knee. You can pause here or find kind of a scissor effect by softening the left knee, shining the heart forward, opening up the right hip flexor, and then coming back, knee to nose. Inhaling into the variation, sending your heart forward. Fingertips are still on the earth with the left foot down. Exhale, knee to nose, lifting the left toes. One more time. Inhale, coming forward, opening your heart and that right hip flexor. Exhaling, knee to nose. Beautiful. Inhale, coming forward, planting your left foot. Hands come up to frame your left foot, loop the right toes under, lift the right knee. Right hand to the earth, left hand to the sky, soft twist. Option to drop the right knee or keep the right knee lifted. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, left hand floats down. Soften through your right knee. When it feels safe, step forward, forward fold. Readjust, realign through the feet. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Big exhale, waterfall down, forward fold. Making your way back up. Perhaps that's a reverse swan dive. Perhaps that's a ragdoll to the top. Taking it slow today as your hands, palms meet. Samastitihi, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Soften everything. Engage the toes and the belly. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you drop your hands down, soften your knees, send your fingertips to touch. Palms together. Exhale, swan dive or draw a line down, forward fold. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. Soften the knees and step the left foot back. Drop the left knee down, making sure that that right foot is in line with the right hip. Untuck the left toes. Sending the left hip towards the left hip crease, walking your fingertips back to frame your calf. Good. Inhale and exhale, melt your nose towards your knee. Adding in that variation if you like that before or did that before. Inhaling, planting the right toes and lifting your heart towards the front of your space. Exhale, knee to nose, right toes lift. Inhale forward, opening up that left hip crease, planting the right foot, opening your heart. Exhale, knee to nose. One more. Inhale, open. Exhale, knee to nose. This time, inhaling, coming forward, planting that right foot, walking the hands to frame the right foot, loop the left toes under, lift the left knee. Spike your left heel back, plant the palm of your left hand, and find that same twist, right arm to the sky. Dropping the right knee if you need to. The left knee if you need to. Whatever feels best. Inhaling and exhaling. Deep breath in. And exhale, bring your right hand down. Frame your right foot. Soften the left knee. When you're ready, step it forward, forward fold. Maybe pedal the knees out here slightly. When you're ready, reverse swan dive to the top. Palms to touch. Exhale, Samastitihi. Beautiful. Drop your hands down, around and up. Deep breath in. Exhale, bringing your hands down to your waist this time. With the hands down to the waist, engage through your right foot. Float the left knee towards the sky. We're going to come into a wide leg stance here. So you can just step back, or you can give yourself a little challenge by reaching your left heel and toes back, finding some balance. Trust that the ground will be there, and anchor that left foot down as you slowly round the right and left toes forward. Good. Rocking the hips side to side. Beautiful. In this wide leg stance, dropping the hands down, around and up. Good. Exhale, hands halfway down. Soften through the shoulders, tighten the belly. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to fold halfway down. Keep your gaze down. This is a little challenging. So bringing your hands to your waist if you need to. We're here for 3, for 2. Deep breath in. And exhale, drop the hands to the earth. Beautiful. Adjust through the feet so that you feel grounded. And then walk your hands over to the left with your left hand in front of your left toes. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. Coming back through center, walking your hands all the way over to the right hand in front of the right toes. Perhaps your left hand grabs for your right ankle. If that's too much, just keeping that left hand to the earth, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Gently, we come back to neutral. Draw the heels in, toes out. Reverse swan dive it all the way to the top. Good. Rock your hips from side to side, bringing your palms to touch. Inhale, gazing up. Exhale, soften the knees, bringing the hands to the tops of the knees. Really get comfortable here so that you can draw your shoulders away from the ears. Allow your heart to be open. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, your right shoulder is going to dip in as you gaze over your left shoulder. Take this nice and slow. Inhale, heart comes to center. And exhale, dropping your left shoulder down as you gaze over your right. Slow movements here. Inhale, heart to center. Exhale, soften your right shoulder and gaze over your left. Inhale, heart to center. Exhale, soften. Wringing out the spine. Inhale, heart to center. And exhale, lift it up, palms to touch. Exhale, hands to your heart. Rock your hips out. Give yourself some love. Beautiful. Then hands can find your waistline here as your right toes fan out, left toes towards the side of your space. Align heel to heel or heel to arch to make sure that that foundation is there. And then gently soften into the right knee. Beautiful. As you soften into the right knee, open up the pelvis and reach your arms left to right, warrior 2. Gazes over your right fingertips. And then take a little softness in the elbows. Close your eyes and imagine water dripping from your fingertips. Softening into that right knee. We're here for 2 more breaths. Allow your foundation to hold you here. 1 more deep breath in. Big breath out. Good. Inhale, straighten your right knee. Reaching towards the front of your space as you bump your hips towards the left. And then we're going to drop it down, triangle pose, to counter that warrior 2. Keep your right and left side bodies long rather than crunching into the right side body. Then, if you can keep those left and right side bodies long, you can start to reach your fingertips towards the earth without crunching in the right side body. Using a block here is beautiful support. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. Transitioning back to warrior 2. Exhale. Hands find the waist as you slowly straighten the right knee and round the right toes forward. Good. Rock the hips out if you need to. And then fan the left toes out, right toes towards the front of your space. Heel to heel or heel to arch connection. Make that connected awareness foundational posture and connection. Opening up through the hips here, adding in the arms, softening into the left knees, gazing over the left fingertips, and then softening through your arms rather than pointing and reaching. Just soften the shoulders, soften the fingertips, and imagine those drops of water falling from your fingertips. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Inhale. Ride the inhale, straighten the left knee, bump the right hips towards the side of your space, lean forward and down triangle pose. Keeping long in the left and the right side bodies, maybe starting to reach your left fingertips towards the earth, or just staying nice and lifted in the heart space. 1 more breath. Good. Breathing in. Exhale, we find our way back, warrior 2. Hands find the waist as we round the left toes forward. And then we heel toe the feet in to find that mountain pose. Rock out the hips, loosen up the hip flexors as we find our way back down to the earth. Returning to this Tadasana pose, soften through your knees. Inhale as you reach up, come up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, soften your shoulders. Stay up on those tippy toes if you can. Engage through Manipura, the solar plexus. Deep breath here. Seeing if you can keep your heels lifted as you descend, softening the knees and bringing the fingertips to the earth. Beautiful. Opening up the back body here. We're going to send the left fingertips out. My chest is now resting on the tops of my thighs. Right fingertips out. Chin comes to chest. Really reach those fingertips and open up the back body. Inhale, expand. Exhale, soften. Inhale, expand. Exhale, soften. Beautiful. When you're ready, walking your fingertips back and then placing your hands to the earth and finding your seat. Beautiful, nice, soft flow today. Returning back to that staff pose, moving the fleshy parts out of the way if you need to, adjusting and moving into a nice twist here. So drawing your right heel in, and then the right heel comes over the left knee. Realign and make sure that your heart is in front of your knee and that you feel really grounded and balanced. Beautiful. So reaching the right arm to the sky, you're gently going to draw that right hand back behind the body as you wrap your left arm around your right knee, maybe drawing your gaze to the back of your space, coming into a beautiful twist. Perhaps your left elbow makes it out to the outer edge of your right knee, and maybe you create a mudra with your left hand. Inhaling, we elongate the spine, and exhaling, we soften. Good. One more deep breath here. And maybe you find a little bit more room on your exhale. Beautiful. One more deep breath here as we then round towards the center. So before moving to the other side, encouraging you to lean over to the left and draw your left leg in. So coming into this nice pretzel twist with the legs. Inhaling, lifting the arms. Exhaling, leaning forward. Big hip stretch here. So the outer edges of my feet, the knife edges of my feet are on the earth. Maybe walking your hands forward slightly, getting deeper into that right hip. Breathing in, and breathing out. When you're ready, walking your hands back, a nice straight spine as we find that same twist on the opposite side. So leaning over, unraveling, and coming back to that staff pose. Drawing the left heel in when you're ready. Drawing the left foot over the right knee. And finding that twist on the opposite side. Left arm lifts and reaches to the back side of the body as your right hand wraps around that left knee. Perhaps you're able to bring the right elbow outside of the left knee, creating a mudra. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. One more deep breath here. And on the exhale, we come back through neutral, leaning over to the right, gathering in that right leg, coming into this nice twisted posture with the knees, inhaling, lifting up, and exhaling, hands float forward, chest on the top of that left thigh as we breathe into the left hip. Beautiful. Taking a deep breath into that left hip. Exhaling, maybe letting something go, closing your eyes. Slow and soft practice here today. Honoring our bodies, our minds, our spirits. When you're ready on your next breath in, slowly walk your hands back to meet. Your knees leaning back and unraveling. As you unravel, finding that place or space on the middle of your mat, and then gently laying back. As you lay back, drawing those knees in towards your chest, rocking side to side. Beautiful. Rotating out your ankles. Taking deep, loving breath in. And as you exhale, melting your feet down to the earth. Bringing the bottoms of your feet together, supporting your knees with a block, bolster, or blanket if that feels best. Finding your way into Supta, reclined Baddha Konasana. Maybe your hands find your navel or your belly. You rest your your biceps down on the earth. And close your eyes. Invite the rhythm of your breath. Invite your hips to open. Invite your heart to open. And breathe. Breathe into the open spaces. Notice the quality of your breath. If it feels more comfortable to extend your legs out, honor your body as we settle in to close our practice today. Closing your eyes and again bringing your awareness to your life force that flows in through your nose, out through your mouth. Imagine rivers of light flowing through the body, opening and healing you, loving and accepting you. Here is where we remember our divinity. As always, reminding you that your Shavasana can and should encompass as much time and space as you need. So as I close out our practice, do so with me only if it feels like you're ready. But as you become ready, starting to add depth to your inhales and exhales, to start adding movement to your fingers and your toes. To gently begin to point the toes or reach the hands over the crown of the head, elongating the body and reintroducing life and presence. Maybe drawing your knees in and rolling over to your left or to your right, embracing yourself fully where you are. And when you're ready, placing your hands to the earth and finding your way to a seated posture that suits you. Taking your time, honoring your space. When you arrive, inviting you to place your palms together with your thumbs against your sternum, feeling the sacred connection of breath, of body, of spirit. Grateful for this time, as always, together. Grateful for this breath, for this life, for the challenges, for the moments that we learn through our suffering, and the miracles that are delivered when we do so. Reminding you always that you are loved, you are seen, and you are so appreciated and needed. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Take my love with you into your evening, into your day, into your night. Namaste.